The temperature is negative 40 degrees. Your fingers should be freezing. Your toes should be numb. But if you're Inuit, you're completely fine. Why? Here's the real reason they don't get frostbite. The Inuit don't fight the cold, they embrace it. Kind of like that friend who loves winter so much they wear shorts in January, except the Inuit actually know what they're doing. Let's talk about the famous snow house, or igloo. These dome-shaped shelters might look like fancy snow forts, but they're actually engineering masterpieces. An igloo can take just 1 to 2 hours to build with the right snow conditions. The blocks are cut in a spiral pattern and stacked to form a dome that's strongest at the top where pressure is greatest. It's like nature's version of a pop-up tent, except this one won't blow away when your uncle sneezes or when you forget how to fold it back into that impossibly small bag. Snow seems cold to the touch, but packed snow is actually one of the best insulators on Earth. It contains tiny air pockets that trap heat, similar to how modern home insulation works. A properly built igloo can be up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit warmer inside than the outside air temperature. That means even when it's negative 30 outside, it might be a cozy 20 degrees inside. Still cold by most standards, but warm enough to prevent frostbite. Just don't expect Wi-Fi or indoor plumbing. Some luxury amenities haven't made it to the igloo market yet. The entrance to an igloo is built lower than the floor level, creating a cold trap. Since cold air sinks, this simple design keeps the frigid air from flowing inside. Many igloos also feature a small ventilation hole at the top to let out excess moisture and prevent dripping. Without it, you'd wake up with an Arctic version of morning dew on your face. The walls of a well-made igloo actually begin to melt slightly from body heat, then refreeze into a layer of ice that further insulates and strengthens the structure. Inside these snow shelters, the Inuit use qualiks, traditional oil lamps made from soapstone and fueled by seal or whale blubber. A single qualik can raise the temperature inside by another 10 to 15 degrees. The lamps serve triple duty, providing light, heat, and a cooking surface. Talk about efficiency. Modern tiny house enthusiasts could learn a thing or two about maximizing space from the Inuit. No expensive IKEA furniture required, though the smell of burning blubber might not win any home fragrance contests, but igloos aren't the only shelters the Inuit build. In warmer seasons, they construct tents called tupik from animal skins stretched over driftwood or whalebone frames. These tents are lightweight, portable, and remarkably weatherproof. They're the original glamping accommodation, except instead of Instagram-worthy decor, you get practical features that actually keep you alive. The natural oils in the skins make them water-resistant, while the tight weave of the animal fibers blocks wind. One of the most impressive things about Inuit shelter building is how they use local knowledge. They know exactly which snow is best for building, which direction to face the entrance, and how to properly size the shelter for the number of occupants. It's like they've been doing this for thousands of years or something. Meanwhile, some of us still struggle with IKEA assembly instructions. The Inuit also use the landscape to their advantage. Building in the lee of hills or rock formations provides natural windbreaks. In extreme conditions, they might dig snow caves into existing snowdrifts, a quicker emergency shelter that still provides crucial protection from the elements. It's the original found materials architecture, no fancy design degree required. Inside these shelters, sleeping platforms are raised above floor level where the coldest air settles. Bedding made from thick caribou furs provides insulation from the cold surface. A family of 4 can generate enough body heat to keep an igloo comfortable through the night without any additional heat source. That's the original renewable energy, powered by the same people who complain about being cold. By working with the environment rather than against it, the Inuit create safe havens that prevent frostbite during rest periods. This approach to shelter building has allowed them to thrive in conditions that would quickly lead to frostbite for the unprepared. And while their homes keep them warm at night, staying frostbite-free during the day requires another clever adaptation. Most of us believe the key to staying warm is piling on as many layers as possible until we can barely move our arms. We end up looking like we're auditioning for the role of the Michelin Man with a winter fashion emergency. The Inuit take a completely different approach. Their clothing isn't about quantity, it's about quality and clever design that works with their bodies, not against them. Caribou fur forms the backbone of traditional Inuit winter clothing. Why caribou? Its hollow hair fibers create tiny air pockets that trap body heat while providing incredible insulation. A 2-layer caribou skin parka provides more warmth than our modern synthetic jackets while weighing much less. Tests have shown that caribou fur insulates about 10 times better than wool of the same thickness. That's like comparing a luxury mattress to sleeping on a lumpy couch. There's simply no contest. The Inuit clothing system uses 2 layers of fur with a genius twist. They wear 1 layer with the fur facing inward against their skin and another with the fur facing outward. The inner fur traps warm air close to the body, while the outer fur breaks the wind and prevents heat from escaping. It's the original reversible jacket, except both sides actually serve a purpose instead of just giving you 2 equally mediocre fashion options. This double direction fur strategy creates a microclimate around the body that can maintain warmth even in the most brutal conditions. What's truly remarkable about traditional Inuit clothing is its breathability. Unlike plastic-based modern winter wear that traps sweat, their natural fur garments allow moisture to escape while keeping warmth in. This might seem like a small detail, but when you're active in cold weather, sweat can be deadly. As soon as you stop moving, that trapped moisture freezes and pulls heat from your body. The perfect recipe for frostbite. Our expensive high-tech gym clothes promise to wick away moisture, but the Inuit figured this out centuries ago using materials they hunted for dinner. The all-star player in the Inuit cold weather lineup has to be the kamik, their traditional boots. These aren't your average winter boots with a fashionable brand name slapped on the side, and you won't find them featured in any must-have winter accessories magazine spread at the supermarket checkout. Kamiks are typically made from sealskin, which is naturally waterproof, with soles crafted from thicker hide. Inside, they place dried grass or moss insulation that can be removed, dried overnight, and replaced the next day. This natural insole draws moisture away from the feet and provides cushioning that adjusts to the wearer. Another fascinating detail about Inuit clothing is the lack of tight spots. Modern winter clothes often have elastic bands at wrists and ankles that can restrict blood flow, exactly what you don't want when fighting off frostbite. Nothing says, "I'm ready for winter," like cutting off circulation to your extremities, right? Traditional Inuit garments allow blood to flow freely throughout the body. The loose-fitting design creates additional air pockets that provide even more insulation. There's a good reason why mittens are preferred over gloves in the Arctic. Keeping fingers together generates more heat than separating them. It's like a finger family reunion where everyone actually gets along. The hood on an Inuit parka, called an amauti, deserves special mention. Rather than just covering the head, it's designed to create a tunnel of warm air around the face. Many traditional designs include a ruff made from wolverine or wolf fur. These particular furs don't collect frost from breathing, keeping visibility clear and the face protected. No more looking like you have a frozen beard after 5 minutes outside. Some designs even include a built-in baby carrier that allows an infant to be held against the mother's warm back. The original baby carrier system that kept generations of Inuit babies cozy even in the harshest weather. Young Inuit children have traditionally worn clothing made from the softest caribou skins taken from August fawns. These ultra-lightweight garments provide superior warmth while allowing freedom of movement. Unlike the modern snowsuits that make kids look like they're training to be astronauts and can't put their arms down, their clothing quite literally grows with them. Designs include extra material that can be let out as the child grows taller. Perhaps the most counterintuitive aspect of Inuit clothing is what they often don't wear. Despite temperatures far below freezing, traditional Inuit hunters might leave their hands or face partially exposed during certain activities. This prevents overheating and sweating during exertion, controlling body temperature more effectively than being completely bundled up at all times. It's like that person at the gym who wears shorts in December, except the Inuit have centuries of survival knowledge backing up their fashion choices. While their masterful clothing design keeps their extremities protected from frostbite, there's another secret weapon in the Inuit arsenal against the cold. The Inuit diet is a powerhouse of fat and protein that turns their bodies into walking furnaces. While most of us are told to watch our fat intake, traditional Inuit communities consume over 50% of their calories from fat, a number that would make most nutritionists drop their kale smoothies in shock. If modern diet books saw these numbers, they'd need therapy. But this high-fat diet isn't about taste preferences. It's a critical survival strategy against the cold. Seal, whale, and fish form the backbone of the traditional Inuit diet. These foods are incredibly rich in fat, especially the blubber from marine mammals. A single serving of muktuk, a traditional food made of whale skin and blubber, can contain more than 70 grams of fat. That's like eating 5 bacon cheeseburgers in one sitting, except instead of guilt, you get survival skills. This massive fat intake fuels a metabolic fire that keeps the body generating heat continuously. When the body consumes high amounts of fat, particularly the types found in marine mammals, it triggers specific metabolic pathways that generate heat. This isn't the same as the quick energy burst you get from sugar or carbs. Instead, it's a slow, steady burn that keeps the core temperature elevated for hours. While we're reaching for the thermostat, their bodies are basically running their own power plants. Studies have shown that people adapted to high-fat diets can have resting metabolic rates up to 20% higher than those on standard diets. That's equivalent to keeping a small heater running inside your body at all times. The omega-3 fatty acids found abundantly in the Inuit diet do more than just fuel the fire. They actually change how blood flows through the body. These special fats make blood vessels more flexible and improve circulation, especially to the extremities like fingers, toes, and ears, the very parts most vulnerable to frostbite. Your expensive hand warmers have nothing on this all-natural circulation system. Better blood flow means more warmth reaches these areas, preventing the freezing of tissue that leads to frostbite. Another fascinating aspect of the Inuit metabolism is their unique genetic adaptations. Recent research has discovered that many Inuit carry a special gene variant that helps their bodies process and use fat more efficiently. This genetic adaptation, evolved over countless generations in the Arctic, allows them to extract maximum heat-generating potential from their high-fat foods. It's like having a premium upgrade installed on your body's heating system while the rest of us are still using the basic factory settings. The Inuit can also generate heat without shivering, a process called non-shivering thermogenesis. Most people start to shiver when cold, which is the body's way of creating heat through muscle movement. But shivering burns a lot of energy quickly and can lead to exhaustion. The Inuit metabolism, fueled by their diet, can activate brown fat tissue, a special type of fat that burns calories directly to produce heat without shivering. Their bodies are so efficient, they don't even need to do the cold weather dance the rest of us perform while waiting for the bus. This gives them a major advantage in cold environments, allowing them to stay warm while conserving energy. What's particularly interesting about the traditional Inuit diet is the timing of meals. Large fat-rich meals are often consumed in the morning before heading out into the cold. This strategic eating provides a sustained release of heat throughout the day when it's needed most. It's the ultimate breakfast of champions. No sugary cereal commercial necessary. The Inuit also consume very few carbohydrates, usually less than 15% of their total calories. This low-carb approach helps maintain steady energy levels without the crashes that come from carbohydrate metabolism. Long before fancy diet trends, the Inuit were living that low-carb life, but with an actual survival purpose instead of fitting into skinny jeans. When your body is primarily burning fat for fuel, your energy stays constant, which means your heat production remains stable too. Even the way food is prepared plays a role in the Inuit cold-fighting strategy. Many traditional dishes are eaten raw or frozen, which might seem counterintuitive for staying warm. Most of us won't touch cold pizza without reheating it, yet the Inuit are out here eating frozen meat like it's an advantage. And it actually is. Raw meat and fish contain enzymes and nutrients that are destroyed by cooking. These intact nutrients support the specialized metabolism that keeps them warm. Plus, the body actually burns extra calories, generating more heat when warming cold food to body temperature after eating it. Tea made from local plants and herbs is another component of the traditional diet that supports cold resistance. These teas often contain natural compounds that promote blood circulation and stimulate metabolism. No need for expensive supplements when your daily tea does more for your circulation than most gym memberships. Unlike caffeine, which can cause a temporary increase followed by a drop in body temperature, these traditional teas provide sustained support for the body's warming systems. With their metabolic furnaces stoked by the perfect fuel, the Inuit have one more critical strategy that ties everything together. Inuit movement patterns are a hidden superpower in preventing frostbite. While their shelters, clothing, and diet all play important roles, how they actually move through the cold might be the most overlooked factor. The simple truth? Sitting still in freezing temperatures is a recipe for disaster. Traditional Inuit hunters almost never stand motionless in the cold. They've learned through generations that constant, deliberate movement keeps blood flowing to extremities. When tracking animals or waiting for seals at breathing holes in the ice, they might appear still to untrained eyes, but they're actually performing subtle movements continuously. Watching an Inuit hunter standing still is like watching a teenager claim they're doing nothing on their phone. There's always something happening. These micro movements often focus on the feet and hands, the areas most vulnerable to frostbite. Inuit hunters frequently shift their weight from one foot to the other, curl and uncurl their toes inside their boots, and flex their fingers inside mittens. Studies of cold-adapted populations show that these small movements can increase blood flow to extremities by up to 30%. That's the difference between keeping all your fingers and toes or losing them to frostbite. Even the way Inuit walk through snow and ice is strategic. They take shorter steps with a distinctive flat-footed gait that reduces the chance of slipping while also maintaining better blood circulation. This walking style keeps muscles engaged and generating heat continuously. It might not win any runway modeling competitions, but it keeps all body parts properly attached, which is generally considered a fashion win in the Arctic. Squatting is another movement technique that helps prevent frostbite. Many Inuit will periodically drop into a full squat position rather than sitting directly on snow or ice. This position keeps large muscle groups engaged and pressing against each other, which preserves core heat much better than sitting. A full squat also reduces the surface area of the body exposed to the cold ground. Blood vessels stay open, allowing warm blood to reach the extremities continuously. Plus, if you need to get up quickly, you're already halfway there. The Inuit approach to rest periods is just as calculated. Rather than taking one long break that would allow the body to cool down significantly, traditional hunters take frequent short breaks. These mini rests might last just 2 to 3 minutes, long enough to catch your breath, but not long enough for extremities to start cooling dangerously. It's a perfect balance of energy conservation and frostbite prevention. Research has shown that body temperature can begin dropping significantly after just 5 minutes of complete inactivity in extreme cold. Even during these short rests, the Inuit employ specific techniques to maintain circulation. One common practice is what could be called active resting, where they might vigorously rub their hands together, swing their arms in circles, or stamp their feet. It looks like an impromptu dance party, but it's actually a sophisticated heat management system with a few thousand years of development behind it. When traveling for longer periods, Inuit will often adjust their pace rather than stopping entirely. They'll switch from a brisk walk to a slower, more sustainable pace that can be maintained for hours. This approach keeps the body's heat production steady without exhausting energy reserves. Studies of cold-adapted populations reveal that maintaining a steady pace burns fewer total calories than alternating between sprinting and resting, which means more energy is available for maintaining body heat. Another fascinating aspect of Inuit movement is their breathing technique. In extremely cold temperatures, breathing can actually cool the body from the inside as frigid air enters the lungs. Traditional Inuit breathe more slowly and deeply in the cold, sometimes through a fur ruff that pre-warms the air. This technique preserves core heat and reduces the cooling effect of respiration. Measurements show this breathing method can raise the temperature of inhaled air by up to 40 degrees Fahrenheit before it reaches the lungs. The Inuit also understand the importance of moving before you feel cold. Many will start their movement routines when they first go outside, rather than waiting until their extremities begin to feel chilled. This proactive approach keeps blood vessels dilated and circulation strong right from the start. It's like turning on the house heating before the temperature drops instead of sitting in the cold complaining that the thermostat doesn't work fast enough. Perhaps most impressively, Inuit elders teach younger generations how to read their own body's signals. They learn to recognize the earliest warning signs of potential frostbite, long before actual damage occurs. If they notice certain feelings in their fingers or toes, they immediately engage in specific movements to increase blood flow to those areas. This heightened body awareness means they almost never reach the point where frostbite can take hold. While their movement strategies keep blood flowing and extremities warm, the Inuit have one more secret weapon against frostbite: Learning from Arctic animals has been one of the Inuits' most valuable strategies for preventing frostbite. These natural experts have evolved incredible adaptations that the Inuit carefully observe and mimic. Arctic foxes survive in temperatures as low as -50 degrees with dense fur that changes color seasonally. Inuit noticed how these foxes curl up with their tails covering their faces and paws, inspiring similar techniques for protecting human extremities. Seals provide another masterclass in cold survival. Their blubber insulates so effectively that their skin remains warm even in freezing water. These blubbery mammals are basically wearing nature's version of a premium wetsuit. No monthly subscription required. The Inuit incorporated seal oil not just in their diet, but also as a protective skin coating that prevents freezing. The caribou's hollow fur inspired many traditional garments, while the ptarmigan's feathered feet influenced footwear designs. Even the lemming, which tunnels under snow, taught the Inuit about using snow's insulating properties. By watching how these animals breathe, move, rest, and eat, the Inuit developed a complete system for preventing frostbite that works with nature instead of fighting against it. Arctic hares, with their compact body shape and behavior of huddling together in groups, showed the Inuit how to conserve body heat through posture and social proximity. Polar bears, despite their massive size, demonstrated the importance of careful movement across ice and snow to preserve energy. Bird migrations taught the Inuit about seasonal timing and habitat selection, while the thick fur around a wolf's paws inspired protective footwear designs. By taking these lessons from nature, the Inuit proved that sometimes the best teacher isn't high technology, but the world right outside your door.